Have you ever heard a tree whisper a secret? Imagine walking through a forest where the very air seems to hum with ancient tales and the leaves murmur stories of old. This is not just any forest, this is the Whispering Woods. Timmy hadn't, not until the day he discovered the Whispering Woods. It was a day like any other, or so he thought. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and Timmy, with his boundless curiosity, decided to explore a path he had never taken before. The trees here were unlike any he had seen before. They stood tall and proud, their trunks twisted in intricate patterns, as if they were ancient guardians of secrets long forgotten. Their leaves shimmered with an almost magical glow, catching the sunlight in a way that made them look like they were sprinkled with stardust. It was as if the forest was alive, breathing and watching his every move, and their branches swayed rhythmically, even when there was no wind. It was a dance, a silent symphony that played just for him, making him feel like he was part of something extraordinary. Timmy, a curious boy with a thirst for adventure, was instantly captivated. He felt a pull, a magnetic force drawing him deeper into the heart of the forest. Every step he took was filled with wonder and excitement.
"Hello?" he called out, his voice echoing through the trees. It was a call filled with hope and a hint of fear, wondering if anyone or anything would respond.
He tiptoed into the woods, his heart pounding with anticipation. The deeper he went, the more he felt like he was stepping into another world, a world where magic was real and anything was possible. As he ventured deeper, the trees seemed to lean closer, their branches forming a protective canopy over him. It was as if they were welcoming him, inviting him to uncover their secrets, their leaves brushing against him like gentle hands. Each touch was soft and reassuring, like a mother's caress, making him feel safe and loved. To his surprise, the trees responded. It was subtle at first, a slight rustling of leaves, but then it grew louder, more distinct. It was as if the forest was speaking to him, sharing its wisdom and stories. Their leaves rustled, creating a sound like soft whispers. It was a language he couldn't understand, but he felt its meaning deep in his heart. It was a promise of adventure, of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Timmy felt a thrill run down his spine. This was the adventure he had always dreamed of, a journey into the unknown where every moment was filled with magic and wonder. This was no ordinary forest. It was a place where dreams came to life, where the impossible became possible, and where a curious boy like Timmy could find his true calling. The Whispering Woods had many secrets, and Timmy was determined to uncover them all. As Timmy walked deeper into the woods, he noticed a flash of bright blue feathers. It was a tiny bluebird, no bigger than his hand, perched on a low-hanging branch. But what made Timmy's eyes widen in amazement was that the bird seemed to be talking.
Lost your way, little one?
I don't think so. I'm Timmy. Who are you?
I'm Bluebell. This is a place of wonders, you know. Magical things happen here. In fact, I know a secret. Follow me.
Intrigued, Timmy followed Bluebell deeper into the woods. The forest was dense, with towering trees whose leaves whispered secrets to the wind. The path was narrow, winding, and seemed almost magical, as if it had been waiting for them all along. Timmy's heart raced with excitement and a hint of nervousness. He had never ventured this far before, but Bluebell's confident stride reassured him. They arrived at a small clearing bathed in a warm, ethereal light. The sunlight filtered through the canopy, casting a golden glow that made everything look surreal. It was as if they had stepped into another world, a hidden realm untouched by time. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the gentle hum of nature. In the center, atop a moss-covered stone, sat a silver cake stand. The stand itself was intricately designed, with delicate patterns that seemed to tell a story of their own. It shimmered in the light, almost as if it were alive, beckoning them closer. And on that stand was the most amazing cake Timmy had ever seen. His eyes widened in wonder, and he could hardly believe what he was seeing. The cake looked like it had been plucked straight from a dream, too perfect to be real. It was a single-layered cake, frosted in the purest white, like a fluffy cloud. The frosting was so smooth and pristine that it seemed almost otherworldly. Timmy could almost feel its softness just by looking at it, and he imagined it would melt in his mouth like a sweet, sugary cloud. Tiny, edible golden stars decorated its sides. Each star was meticulously placed, adding a touch of magic and wonder to the already enchanting cake. They sparkled in the light, making the cake look like a piece of the night sky. But what fascinated Timmy most was the way it seemed to shimmer and sparkle, as if infused with moonlight. It was as if the cake held a secret, a hidden magic that was waiting to be discovered. Timmy felt a sense of awe and curiosity, wondering what made this cake so special.
What is it? Timmy asked, his voice filled with wonder and excitement. He had never seen anything like it before, and he was eager to learn more about this mysterious cake.
It's a cloud cake, Bluebell replied with a knowing smile. Her eyes twinkled with a hint of mischief, as if she knew a secret that Timmy was about to uncover. One bite, and you'll be soaring among the clouds yourself, she added, her voice filled with excitement. Timmy's heart raced with anticipation. The idea of flying among the clouds was beyond his wildest dreams. He reached out, ready to take a bite and discover the magic for himself.
You mean fly?
He cautiously took a bite of the cake. It tasted like sunshine and cotton candy. As he swallowed, a strange sensation washed over him. It felt as if his feet were no longer touching the ground. He looked down and gasped. He was floating. He was actually flying. Timmy laughed, a joyous sound that echoed through the woods. He soared through the air, his laughter mingling with the rustling leaves and Bluebell's excited chirps. He had never felt so free.
With each flap of my arms, I soared higher, the world shrinking beneath me.
It's the Rainbow River. The colors change with the sunlight.
He flew over trees that sparkled like emeralds and streams that shimmered like silver ribbons. He even flew over a magnificent waterfall where the water cascaded in every color of the rainbow.
I'd never seen anything so beautiful.
The world looked completely different from up here. It was an entirely new and magical perspective. As they flew further, they came across a most peculiar sight. In the distance, giant toy blocks were scattered across the landscape, and what looked like enormous marbles glittered in the sun.
What is this place?
The Giants' Playground, of course. Legend has it that giants come here to play when the moon is full.
Timmy cautiously landed inside a giant's footprint filled with colorful pebbles that sparkled like jewels. It was an amazing discovery. Excited by all the wonders, Timmy flapped his arms harder, wanting to see more. He soared higher and higher until the trees below looked like tiny green dots. But then, he felt a strange sensation. The magical feeling was fading. He began to sink, slowly at first, then faster and faster.
I'm falling!
Timmy cried out, his heart pounding in his chest. He tried to flap his arms, but it was no use. The magic of the cloud cake was wearing off. Down and down he went, the wind whipping at his face. Just when he thought he would hit the ground, he landed with a soft thud on a bed of soft moss. He was back in the whispering woods, safe and sound. Bluebell landed beside him, her tiny chest heaving.
Are you all right?
I'm okay.
Timmy sat up, his legs still wobbly. He looked up at the sky, a hint of longing in his eyes.
I wish I could fly forever.
Bluebell nudged him gently with her wing. She had always been a source of comfort and wisdom for Timmy, especially in moments when he felt lost or unsure. Her gentle touch was a reminder that he was never alone and that there was always hope, even in the darkest of times.
You can, Timmy. You have the strength within you to overcome any obstacle. Remember the times when you thought you couldn't, but you did? This is just another one of those moments. Believe in yourself. Not in the same way perhaps, but in a way that is uniquely yours. Everyone has their own path, their own way of achieving their dreams. It might not look like what you imagined, but that doesn't make it any less real or important. But you can keep the feeling of flying alive inside you. Every time you close your eyes and imagine, every time you let your heart soar with joy, you are flying. It's a feeling that no one can take away from you.
What do you mean? How can I fly without wings? How can I feel the wind without being in the sky? It doesn't make sense to me.
Bluebell smiled. She understood Timmy's confusion, but she also knew the power of imagination and belief. She had seen it work wonders before, and she was confident it would work for Timmy too.
Close your eyes. Trust me, Timmy. Just close your eyes and let your mind take you to places you've never been. Feel the magic within you. Remember the feeling of the wind beneath your wings, the sensation of freedom and exhilaration. Let it fill your heart and soul, the freedom of soaring through the clouds. Imagine the endless sky above you, the world below you. It's all within your reach if you just believe. That feeling, that's the power of believing. It's the magic that can turn dreams into reality, that can make the impossible possible. It's the strength that lies within each of us, waiting to be unleashed. And that, my dear Timmy, will always be with you, even without the cloud cake. The magic of believing is something that no one can take away from you. It's a part of who you are.
Timmy closed his eyes, picturing himself soaring through the sky. He could feel the wind, the freedom, the joy. It was as real as any experience he had ever had. He took a deep breath and smiled. Bluebell was right. The power of believing was within him, and it was stronger than anything else. He might not be able to physically fly again, but the memory, the feeling, the belief, that magic would stay with him forever. It was a gift that Bluebell had given him, and it was one he would cherish for the rest of his life.